Wow, first episode 2023, Project 24. Man, took a lot to get to this point. I think it took a lot of ups and downs and twists and curves. And, I always reflect back, but I never lived there. And I mean, I always try to stay in the present moment. I think that's kind of key on how to really live this life experience, this human experience, because in my belief and what I believe every day is that we are all spiritual beings having a human experience, not the other way around. You find a lot of folks that are trying to have a spiritual experience. But I think once you begin to realize that we're all beings, we're all connected, it'll change the way you operate on the daily. So, ironically, I'm going to start the first episode in this nice big journey of this podcast and broadcast and realizing that like attracts like. We don't manifest what we want in life as partners, friendships, relationships. We manifest what we are. And I'll tell you, even if you ever wonder why or how you got paired or connected with specific people or individuals, especially the ones that really bring you down. I'm talking about, that group of friends that are always negative in your eyes and they just always talk a lot of shit and what they don't like and complain about all these problems, or even that person, that boyfriend, that husband, that significant other, however you roll, who, man, makes your head want to explode and spin around and makes the claws come out and you just want to, get angry and get frustrated, or the asshole you dated who cheated and lied on the regular and that's all they ever did. There's a theory in psychology about relationships, and I studied this for a little bit and read a lot of articles on this and wrote a lot of things to this and spoke to a lot of this, that they are actually mirrors to our unconscious workings. What's going on unconsciously that we don't even realize? We're often paired with someone who can either bring out our worst or bring out our best. And I'll tell you, the worst of the best is going to be dependent upon how much we've grown emotionally. Emotional intelligence, emotional intellect. I speak to this a lot. We're drawn to them because they may have some qualities that we wish we had, or they feel energetically the same to us as our abusive parent did when we were growing up, childhood trauma. So it's familiar. Even as fucked up as that sounds, it's true, you know? And that partner who may be passive aggressive, just like the way our grandma was to us growing up. Once you recognize that bullshit because you lived it in your whole childhood, that's when you can begin to kind of change what you're receiving. That friend you're still hanging on to because you grew up with them and you've known them for years, but they are always in competition with you. And whatever you do, did they do it better? There's a part of you and us that feels guilty about leaving those people behind. That person who used to criticize your body, your shape, your weight. Sometimes those are probably, and could be possible, the words that you're exactly saying to yourself secretly in your own mind. Or even more fun is when you're attracted to someone who is a commitment phobe and sabotage any relationship. Think about it. This could be because you are actually unconsciously afraid of getting hurt by anyone you love because of how you grew up. So you unconsciously on purpose find people who will give you an excuse to walk away from, thus keeping you from a heartache, right? It sounds so crazy. It really does. But it's a very big possibility. Do you see what you do in these relationships? And by you, I mean all of us do this. We repeat the patterns that cause us pain until we don't any longer. That is, until we deal with them. I always said people are not willing to change, and I never use this word hardly ever until they hate it. You will change something once you start hating it. And we are attracted to people who make us feel the way we think we should feel. We create relationship dynamics with people who treat us the way we think we deserve to be treated. Once this inner rhetoric changes, this inner dialogue, we can begin changing our relationships and attract those into our lives who are now mirroring how awesome, how phenomenal we deep down inside know we are. You won't be interested anymore in people who don't treat you well. You won't. You won't be interested in people who disrespect you, who ignore you, abuse you, neglect you. Those days would be over. But first, you must do the work to uncover your own personal demons and inner messages about who you think you are or should be. You know, it's not easy, but it's so effective once you get that under control. So tackle that. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself inside. And I'll tell you the biggest thing that you should do, and I do it like a sport, is master the art of paying attention. Pay attention to your dialogue and pay attention to what's around you. I guarantee it's going to match your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the people around you. Listen to what they speak to. And then look and see what's around them. Always be speaking to what serves you. I wanted to put this message out there for today. I know it's not a long one, but this is just starting. So I want to wish everybody a very happy Saturday. Have yourselves a phenomenal day today. And I'll tell you what, keep manifesting who you are. And if you don't like it, you better change the way you are. Guys, keep being true to yourselves. Girls, always be true to yourselves.